currently sit fourth in the NFC. There's a 93% chance they end up as the 4th seed, according to ESPN's FPI, but they could still potentially get to the 2 seed. 6 of the 7 NFC playoff spots have been clinched, and only the 49ers and Saints are in the mix for the final spot. But I want to go back to the Cowboys, because what's going on with them is very interesting. We talk about their offensive problems, their defensive problems. But the head coach has been a situation this year. We've talked about his clock management. We've talked about his game management. And Mike Tannenbaum, I want to start with you. When you look at some of the issues they've had with the head coach, with the management of the timeouts, so remember the play this weekend with the Cardinals and Edmonds on that fumble. Can the Cowboys win a title with Mike McCarthy as head coach the way things are going right now?
They can, but they have to make changes. It is clock management 101 that when there's 2 minutes to go in the second and fourth quarter, until that time, you have to have at least one timeout for the exact situation we saw. And when you have a bad result like you did, you better change your process. So if I'm in the front office of the Dallas Cowboys, I'm sitting down with Mike McCarthy and saying, your clock management isn't working. We have to change it. It's a bad result. We got to change the process. Someone else has to help you. Because in a play like here, it's clock management 101. You need to have one timeout in your pocket for a situation just like this. The playoffs are going to be so close, razor thin between winning and losing. You can't not have a timeout there. That's on the head coach, and it could prevent them from winning a title. So if I'm Coach McCarthy, I'm listening to my staff. I'm going to have another coach help me, because so far it hasn't been good enough.
Yeah, it's okay to ask for help. And by the way, in that game, the Cowboys looked a little confused on defense. He ended up calling a timeout there. He didn't have a timeout to contest that situation you saw in that play right there, which basically cost him the game. So, Swagoo, when you look at this situation with Mike McCarthy, what do you think?
You can win a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy. I'm not like going that far. I can tell you a lot of other coaches I don't think you can win with. Judge accordingly. Listen, here's the thing, man. and two, like when you guys think about that timeout, and they ran Prater and Collar on the field. That's a timeout every time I'm in the league, especially when you going into a special team situation. I get it that they supposed to have one, but from a personnel standpoint, when they did that, and that was the point of emphasis during the game, is that you gotta either allow them to score 2 points or you gotta use a timeout. Do what you will, deciding how you do it. The issue is the offense, y'all. Like this, Mike McCarthy. Let's talk reality. Mike McCarthy, as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, are about to go to the playoffs with 11 wins, okay? Can they win a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy? Yes. This is about players, y'all. This is about players. I know Kellen Moore needs more creativity. I understand the clock issues and all of that. We could point to a lot of coaches that have made some bad decisions in regard to moving their team forward or having opportunities at the end of the game. The bottom line is this. Mike McCarthy's offense performs better. You don't have to use them damn timeouts. If they not dealing with the issues that they were dealing with. Dak has to play better. Kellen Moore got to play better. They got to find sync on offense. We could talk about Mike McCarthy costing this team a Super Bowl. You know who costing them a Super Bowl? The damn offense, if they don't win one. That's going to be the issue, because that's what's happening on the field.
But Swagoo, think about it this way, man. Mike McCarthy is an offensive head coach. Like, Kellen Moore calls the plays, but he's allowing Kellen Moore to get away with lack of creativity, lack of production, lack of explosive plays, lack of physicality. Like, at some point, it ain't just about the calls. It's not just about timeouts. It's about setting. And this is what he always does. He gets in front of the media and goes, hey, it's our identity. We have to be physical. We got to go through Zeke. We got to go through Pollard. We got to go do that. And then you call a run rate at 31st in the league. Like, his words and his actions don't meet up. That's part of the issue as well. So it is a head coaching issue. It's not just about timeouts, red flags, all that nonsense. It's about setting the tempo for your football team. And right now, he's not doing that. He's talking it, but he's not setting it.
Yeah, and so, Neek, we almost look at it like this in a way, right? We acknowledge that there's an issue with the clock management, but it's also, as Swag says, it's an offensive issue. So what role does Mike McCarthy and that game management issue play in this?
I mean, I think it plays a pretty big role, because we've been talking about it all season. We said eventually it was going to jump up and bite them, and it has right now. I understand that all the things that you are saying, but the tough thing about scoring is you have a defense out there that's going to try to stop you. That isn't the same thing going on with clock management. It's you against you. Like, there's no excuse for that. I understand, like, sometimes they get paid too. And sometimes you're going to get stopped on offense. So, like, I understand what you guys are saying. We have to have higher expectations of their offense. But the head coach's responsibility is to put them in the best situation to win. And, of course, Mike McCarthy can win a Super Bowl. He's done it before. However, he is hurting this team right now. And that falls directly under his purview. He cannot throw the ball. That's Dak's job. He's not the guy who's calling the plays. That's Kellen Moore's job. Do your job. And if all it takes is to run a kicker and a quarterback on the field at the same time to force you to burn the timeout, you're doing something wrong. Like, this isn't an unheard of scenario. You should be prepared for that.
Okay. I don't know.
Nah.
Listen,
Well,
I don't know how much you prepare. I don't
That's
know
a
how much
tough
you
one.
prepare for that. I'm be honest with you. I played defense. I played PAT block. If they would have ran Kyler Murray out there with Bill Parcells, he'd have called the damn timeout in that situation.
You got time for subs.
Give Kingsbury. Yeah, you got to give Kingsbury some credit.
That was a great situation. That was just a bad. But here, look, I'm not here to defend Mike McCarthy. Let me put that out there. But what I will say, no, I'm not, Jeff. I'm as hard on him as anybody. What I will say this though, Mike McCarthy ain't have 4 holding penalties. He ain't have false starts.
It's a good point.
He ain't have all of these things that happen as an offensive operation. And look, we could talk about coaching. We could talk about that. That's all a part of it. But y'all know execution come down to them 11 dudes on the field. And Dallas offense ain't doing it, bro. Even plays that's there. We just showed in the highlight. Dak overthrew a guy against the Washington football team. Mike McCarthy ain't had nothing to do with that. CeeDee Lamb running wide open in the middle of the field. There is a lot of issues right now with this offense, but I'm not going to put it on Mike McCarthy in this particular situation about not having a timeout in his back pocket.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.